The spring thaw is underway in Alaska, and as the mercury rises, so does the crime rate. Now, an armed felon is on the run.
Rear passenger, get out now! This is your last opportunity. Come out now. Get out now! All right, Mitch, you about ready to go off gun? We're gonna have to pull him out.
Get it.
Here, daylight lasts up to 20 hours in the spring. But when the sun finally sets, troopers face off with a gun-loving renegade.
Drop it! Drop it!
It's coming out with gun.
But it's not just people they have to worry about. Alaska's spring awakening brings the world's largest brown bears out of hibernation.
Oh, there it is.
On this warm spring day, Trooper Tim Cronin is scouring the outlying areas of the Matsu Valley, an area not featured in Alaska travel brochures.
Alaska has a lot of beautiful areas. I don't know if I'd call this one of them. Now, not everyone in this area is bad, but unfortunately we get a decent amount of drug deals. It's a place that we're going to frequent a little more often.
A wanted felon is on the run and believed to be hiding in the area.
He's driving around in a stolen 98 Dodge Ram pickup truck and stole 2 firearms and stated something to the effect that he was going to get in a shootout with the police if he got caught.
The man is 19 years old and already on parole for a prior arrest that involved 11 troopers.
Last time he got in trouble was actually right here. He got into a pursuit with Trooper Sawyer, failed to yield, hit another vehicle, and then ran on foot. Was caught by the K-9 unit, resisted arrest. It was a whole laundry list of crimes, multiple felonies and everything. He's not the type of kid that we want to let run around on his own with a stolen vehicle, 2 stolen firearms, and threats that he's going to get in shootouts with people. The likelihood of it ending poorly is pretty high. .43, 10-4.
Midway through his shift, Trooper Cronin spots a vehicle matching the description of the stolen pickup.
I'm going to pull this guy over. Evening, sir.
Evening.
I'm Trooper Cronin. Do you have your driver's license on you? Just sit tight for a second. Yep. NCIC 1B43.
10-4, valid class Delta 2014.
But it's not the wanted criminal.
10-4, 1019 from Bogard. It's kind of right now trying to find a needle in the haystack, but later on in the evening, when there are less cars out, it shouldn't be too hard to spot a pickup moving amongst them all.
Across town, the K-9 unit is also working the case.
T-3017, did you see her go by?
Trooper Patrick Nelson gets a tip on the felon's whereabouts from an informant.
And what I would like to do is have him picked up and me do a traffic stop on it. If he's driving a vehicle, there's a chance that he'll run in the vehicle, and that's super dangerous. You know, if he's in a house, he can barricade himself. That's super dangerous.
The informant is the mother of the felon's girlfriend. She's worried that he might hold her teenage daughter hostage and agrees to Nelson's plan.
Okay. Thanks. Basically, she's got information. She knows where he's at right now. She's going to go pick him up, and we're going to do a traffic stop on the vehicle. Dramatically reduces the risk to everybody involved if we can get him in a traffic stop as opposed to in a house. Then we don't have to worry about barricaded subjects or hostages or anything like that. You know, obviously he could be armed, which could present all kinds of problems for everybody involved. You ready?
Nelson and Rowley have worked together for 3 years. The dog will charge if the felon takes off on foot.
No problem.
They only have moments to prepare, so Nelson calls for a backup unit.
I suspect that he's probably going to run on foot. If he does run on foot, let me take the lead so that you're behind the dog and I'm behind the dog and the dog's in front of everybody so we don't get any, you know, superfluous bites.
Within minutes, the informant calls. She's on her way.
You can go ahead and start driving there now. I just want to make sure I know which vehicle it is. Alrighty, well, we'll be looking for you.
Here it comes, 17.
10-4. You ready to do this, Rolly? Back on 17, 1036.
Jesse 1B28, 1023 WPD, any mileage 73629.7.
Stand still. Stand still. Stand still. Rear passenger, come out of the car. Passenger, open the door. Passenger, open the door. Step out with your hands up where I can see them. Right now. Hands up where I can see both of them. Step all the way down into the ditch. Stand still.
The teen girl clears out of the truck, but her mother is trying to reason with the distraught fugitive.
Rear passenger, get out now.
Driver, stay where you are.
Rear passenger, get out now.
Driver, stay where you are.
Rear passenger, out of the car right now. Rear passenger, get out of the car.
Just a second.
If you're gonna stay there, at least show me both of your hands above your head right now. Both of your hands, keep them up where I can see them. Both of them high. Let me see both of your hands, please. Hey, you better talk some sense into him, all right? Tell him to come out of the car with both of his hands showing. Rear passenger, let me see both of your hands. All right, Mitch, you about ready to go off gun? We're gonna have to pull him out. Rear passenger, get out of the car.
Hold on, officer. Hold on a minute, please.
All right, this is your last opportunity. Come out now.
Wait.
Come out now.
The man inside the car is armed and threatening to shoot.
Passenger, last opportunity. Come out.
Please, officer. Wait 1 minute.
Get out now. All right. I got you covered. Yep. Passenger, both of your hands above your head. Stand still. Both of your hands right now. Stand still. Stand still. Both the hands. Both the hands. Stand still. Give me your hand.
The shaken up driver hands over the felon's loaded gun.
Stand still. Stand still. You got him? Oops. Stay still.
Anything else on it that's gonna poke me? Okay, grenade.
No, not true.
I don't have no grenade. Face. Roll over.
I got nothing, okay? I'm just trying to sit up.
You're not gonna sit up until I tell you you're gonna sit up.
All right. Okay.
You want to pull your car up? I'll stand by here with him here. Stay still.
Hello.
Stay still.
I can't even hold it down.
More units arrive to help get the reckless and desperate man under control.
Stay still.
I can't do it, man.
Stay where you're at. Just lay on him. Are you ready to get up?
I just want you to knee off my ears. It's a lot better now.
All right. Well, all I want you to do is be calm.
Well, I couldn't because the was
Well,
killing me.
you know, you should have came out of the car when you were told. It would have
Well,
been
I should've
easy.
Shot when you
Well,
shot myself. Even
I'm
better.
so glad we didn't do that. All right, we're going to take you up to the car, so be cool. All right? Okay? Okay?
Yeah, whatever. I love you.
You got this, huh? All right, enough of that. We're going to hobble them up. On the ground, on the ground. Where your hobble at?
Stop!
Grab
Stop! I ain't doing it. Face.
Just take it easy, buddy. You're not going anywhere.
Don't give them nothing. These pigs. Ah!
Don't do that. Don't reach for it. One round from the chamber.
Where did you find the pistol at?
That's what she's trying to get away from. He had gun with him.
I'm certainly glad that didn't happen. Thank you. That's all right. Yeah, you did fine.
Well, he's gonna shoot himself in the truck just now.
According to the driver, the felon was determined to use the gun on himself or open fire on troopers in a suicide by cop scenario.
I was saying, hold on, officer. Hold on.
Okay, well, I appreciate that, and I'm thankful for the way it went, even though it didn't go, super smooth. But unfortunately, sometimes people make their own choices and have to deal with those consequences. But it went better than it could have been, that's for sure.
I was glad to get that gun away from him.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. You two are free to go.
You good?
Yep. Yeah, I'm good.
It's the one that didn't have my name on it.
Man. It's like a Ruger 44. Mission accomplished, job well done.
Springtime on the Alaska Peninsula brings the wildlife out of winter hibernation, including one of the biggest hunting prizes in the world.
This area is where we get the world-famous Alaska Peninsula brown bears. These are the biggest ones in the world, typically over 10 foot in size. Occasionally you get an 11 and even a 12-foot size bear.
Alaska Wildlife Trooper Brent Johnson has been patrolling this vast wilderness for 9.5 years. It's his job to enforce Alaska's wildlife laws, and he knows how unforgiving this region can be.
Any amount of a storm system that comes through here normally doubles in size. The wind tends to scream through from one side to the other. We can see anything in a matter of a few minutes to a few hours of rain, snow, sleet, hail, sunshine. Temperatures can go up and down by 30 degrees in a matter of a few minutes. Winds can switch direction in less than, I've seen it literally switch 180-degree wind direction, blowing 20 knots one direction and then 20 or 30 knots the opposite direction.
Well, let's get in the planes and get out of here before they blow away. Mine already tipped over.
Trooper Johnson's work's cut out for him on the Alaska Peninsula. This is a hunter's paradise.
There's world-class moose down here, some of the best sport fishing in the world's right in this country. Large populations of ptarmigan, some large caribou herds are in the area.
Today, the spring bear hunt is underway, and troopers are taking to the skies. Out here, the trooper patrol vehicle is a Piper P-18 Super Cub.
There are no roads between any of these villages down here. It's airplane only.
This is one engine you don't want to have not work on you all of a sudden. I only have one, and I need it to run all the time.
Hunters from all over the world have come to claim their prize, so wildlife troopers patrol for signs of any illegal kills.
We'll fly the coastline when the weather allows and look for camps set up just inland from the beach. And in a typical day, I might land at anywhere from 10 to 25 or 30 different locations from all over.
Big game hunts are big business. Hunters pay local field guides up to 20 grand for the chance at a trophy kill. With that kind of money to be made, some guides will do whatever it takes.
How big was this one? You square this one?
10-1.
10-foot-1.
So wildlife troopers Johnson and Whitcop must check the legality of every kill.
This is about a 9.5-foot bear.
Good looking one.
It just come out of the den. The way you can tell is it still has a soft fungus right here. See the growth?
Oh, yeah.
That they wear that off once they've been out of the den for a while.
Bears can't be taken out of Alaska without being cleared by an officer. The main factors of whether a kill is legal are age and sex.
Now, Warren, do you go to claw tip or to the base of the claw?
Oh, to the claw tip. Oh, that was 10-foot-6.
10-foot-6 across.
Oh, that's amazing.
But determining age can sometimes be a grisly task.
We pull a tooth sample out, and those bear teeth have rings in them, just like a tree would have, and they can actually age the bear by those rings, just like you'd age a tree.
Hunters are allowed to kill one bear every 4 years, but another predator is also on the menu. Wolves. Hunters are allowed up to 10 wolves annually, and there's no shortage.
Did you shoot both of these wolves?
Yes.
Yeah?
Two good looking wolves, huh?
Oh, they shot it in the skull, and the skull is broken.
Yeah, right in the back of the head. We can get a good idea.
There's a large wolf population in this area and always has been. Yeah, we had the first ever documented fatal wolf attack on a human in the United States. Happened here about 2.5 months ago. It was a pretty big deal and got a lot of people kind of freaked out.
Over 300 miles northeast, the Mat-Su Valley stretches 24,000 square miles across south-central Alaska. It's Friday night, and the spring thaw brings weekenders from all over to fish, hunt, and party in the Mat-Su. Only 4 troopers are on duty for the swing shift, covering an area slightly larger than the state of Maryland. And tonight, Trooper Cronin is in charge.
When you've only got 4 guys on shift, you kind of have to keep that in mind, that your backup's going to be a little ways out, and you really have to be self-sufficient in order to handle those dangerous situations. I wish we had, 10 to 15 guys on a shift, so on a Friday night, only having 4 guys on isn't ideal.
As officer in charge, Cronin works with dispatch to make sure the highest priority calls are handled first. Tonight's first call is disclosed and apparently exposed.
Seems like we've got a naked man who was reported as walking down a power line trail with a couple of firearms.
Dispatch also reports the naked man is armed, so Cronin plans for the worst.
You're kind of taught one of the most dangerous people you can meet is a suicidal person and also a naked person. MACOM 1B43, can we have medic stage on this call?
Trooper Cronin's en route to check out a reported suspicious and naked man.
And then you've got that person who's possibly having some mental issues and you add firearms to the mix. That's a potentially volatile situation. You always wear gloves when you're dealing with naked people. It's a general rule of thumb. Naked people and dead people. Be cautious because we know this guy has guns. All right, I see him. I see him. He's moving. Okay. Approach it delicately. I can't see his left. Hold up. His left hand is clear. What's in his right hand? I can't tell what's in his right hand. He's got something by his... What? Which hand?
Something by his left hand.
Although he's now dressed, the man is armed with knives and unconscious.
Watch it. I'm gonna secure the knives.
Go ahead and secure that. Good, state troopers.
State troopers, wake up, man.
Wake up.
Hey, state troopers, wake up, man. Come on. He's not doing good. MACCOM 43, also send medics in. Subject is breathing but unresponsive. Let's go, partner. Hey, partner. State troopers. Hey, man, wake up for me.
I'm going to back.
All right. Come on. Wake up. State troopers. Sit up, man. There you go.
Cronin keeps watch as medics arrive to assess the intoxicated man. He refuses a trip to the hospital, but has no choice on his next destination.
MACCOM 43, I only copied part of that. Confirm he is currently 1099 felony.
Affirmative, 1099 felony, no bail.
All right, stand on up. Stand up. Come on. You got a warrant for your arrest out of Anchorage. All right, you're not going to run from me, are you?
Yep.
All right, then I'll let you walk on your own.
Why would I run? I'm handcuffed.
You know, some people have done it. Crazy as it seems.
Turns out the roadside napper is a wanted felon.
We go up, we see that his ID's line right there. Before we even wake him up, we'd run him. He's got a felony warrant with another felony warrant pending for probation violations out of Anchorage. In addition to that, he's got some officer safety info. All that combined with knives and everything is probably good that we got him while he was asleep.
The increase of daylight hours means a new wave of fresh crime. And on this spring night, the calls just keep rolling in.
Right now we're headed to a motorcycle collision, single vehicle. Looks like a male rider went down on the pavement, hit his head. He didn't have a helmet on. They've got a life flight helicopter landing right now to pick this subject up. But as of right now, the outlook doesn't look too good. Go ahead.
As Cronin arrives on the scene, the situation is critical. The victim has sustained severe head trauma. He is barely breathing and completely unresponsive. Medics airlift him to a hospital in Anchorage.
You know, whenever someone's taken out by helicopter, no good news travels by helicopter.
For now, his fate remains up in the air. Troopers shut down the highway and moved through their investigation to determine what happened.
Even though the subject hasn't been pronounced as being deceased at this time, his prognosis from the medics is pretty poor. What we're going to do right now is we're going to treat it as if it's going to go fatal. I mean, why is it
someone put it up?
Yeah, why is it here when there's glass and everything down there?
I don't know.
The only remaining witness gives a vague explanation.
I put on my brakes, I turned around, and I stopped. He was not breathing. I called 911.
In the end, troopers determined the accident was caused by driver error.
It looks like his foot might have slipped off that because you can see it scrubbed the toe. Flipped his foot under and pulled him off the bike.
Unfortunately, this error was fatal. Troopers soon learn the victim dies. Alcohol is found in the systems of all three riders, including the victim. It's a tragic end to an already sad story. But on a sunny spring night like this, Cronin doesn't get a moment's rest.
10-4s won't be 27, getting a 10-19.
Because the calls don't stop coming in.
Someone's got to go. One trooper from here's got to go. Yeah, well, we've got two troopers who are going to remain on scene, but that's half of an entire shift. So now we've got a domestic violence call about 45 to 50 minutes away.
It's midnight, and the sun finally sets as Cronin races across the valley to his next call.
Right now we've got a dispute between two neighbors at an apartment complex. One of them is trying to break down the other's door. He's telling us we're about 32 minutes out. Hopefully we'll be able to get there before this call turns into something terrible.
Intoxicated male getting ready to leave his pickup.
43, 10-4.
Four 43.
10-4. I should be 10-19 shortly.
Alaska has the second highest concentration of guns per capita in the country. Many residents are armed, and disputes between neighbors can quickly get out of hand.
He's a wet-brain alcoholic, and he's psychopathic.
I've dealt with him multiple times, actually.
All right, well then you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. So he didn't assault you today or anything like that?
Nobody came over. He was beating on my door.
Okay.
He called me on the phone. He said, I'm going to come over. I'm going to come right through your door. You know, the guy is out.
So you know him really well? Does he still have firearms? Because I know we took his firearms from him once.
No, he does have firearms.
Okay.
He has a gun in there.
He doesn't like me particularly. He's pretty hostile if he's drunk. He's made threats before that he's going to kill his neighbors, hurt law enforcement.
Yeah, hey, troopers. No problem. Step on out here a moment. I need to speak to you, okay?
This guy owes me money.
Okay, don't worry.
He told me.
Hold on, hey.
Settle down.
Listen, it's late out and you're yelling in an apartment complex. People are trying to sleep. All right.
He told me he was going to pay me today.
Here's the problem that we're looking at. You go over there and banging on his door, calling him repeatedly, making threats. That's borderline criminal.
I don't know what he told you. I didn't make any threats. If I wanted to make any threats, I'd let come outside and I'd beat his.
All right, listen to me right now. That's a civil issue. Take him to civil court then.
Well, then I'm going to take him to court, but...
That's fine.
I don't think it's going to be at civil. I think it's going to be right out here in the parking lot. You can't do that.
It's $22.
Well, I don't give a...
Okay.
I'm going to be honest with you. This owes me money, and he's going to pay me back, or he ain't back.
Go back inside. This is your disorderly conduct warning. Go back inside.
You can do
Get your dog.
Bud, come inside. Come on.
We come back here tonight, you go to jail. Understand me?
If he gives me any tonight, then I'm going to pound his...
Okay, and we'll take you to the jail nonetheless.
Then you might
Go inside.
Take him to the
Stop yelling. Go inside.
Take him to
Be
the
quiet.
Buddy, come in here.
It's your last warning. Go inside.
Now,
Go inside.
You guys aren't real cops. Want to be cops.
Good night. All right. We'll be back here tonight, I'm sure.
A wanted felon, a fatal car crash, and a domestic violence call, all by 1 a.m. But as darkness finally descends on the land of the midnight sun, the calls pick up. The graveyard shift begins. Trooper Dwayne Leventree is on duty when a call requesting backup from Palmer PD comes in.
CPD is advising that they're requesting AST to 10-5 back.
Leventree stops to search the surrounding neighborhood.
We got 2 native males under a clothing description ran off looking from the vehicle.
2 guys on foot right now? Is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, it's native male.
But dispatch alerts that the men have run into the woods.
That they have one subject running on foot towards the airport.
The Alaska State Troopers are on their way.
Mac on 56. I'm out in the woods. We're on foot tracking the suspect.
Palmer PD is in pursuit of 2 suspects.
Mac, I'm out PD in the woods. Around the airport.
They are joined by the troopers and suit up for the worst.
You don't know if the guys have their own weapons, so bring your big gun.
When suspects run, there's usually a reason, and troopers have to be prepared.
Where at? Show me.
Ran in through here, and then he was...
Let's go.
They split up and follow the suspect into the pitch-black woods.
234, it's a male with a white shirt. You could coordinate getting a perimeter set up.
The tactic is to move in and close off an area so they surround the runner.
What up, man? Nowhere to go.
Chasing criminals isn't unique to policing Alaska. But these woods are home to bears, moose, and wolves.
No, I just heard something. Yeah, I did too. What the hell that was? Back here! Back here!
99 just called that he has contact with the subject there about 200 yards into the woods.
Palmer police catch one of the runners, and troopers think they are close to the other.
All units, go high visibility, lights on. See if we can buckle them down.
Patrol cars are lit up to establish a stronger presence.
They just advised to go high visibility. Hopefully it makes them want to go to the ground. Stay where they're at. We're watching both the south side and the west side here.
With light bars ablaze, the hope is the suspect will stay where he is and not break into one of the nearby homes.
Hey, state troopers.
Yeah, I'm up here in my bedroom.
See anybody running around through here?
No.
Okay, hey, if you see a native male with a white shirt on, you can give us a shout, all right? Keep your doors locked, okay?
Okay.
But as troopers and PD scour the area, the suspect is nowhere to be seen.
That could be anywhere. He may have got away right now, but we'll either pick him up later on tonight or pick him up later on, period.
The new game plan is to stop the suspect as he tries to skip town. So Leventree focuses on traffic stops.
Wearing white shorts and white t-shirts. They're all Anchorage kids, so he's going to be calling for a ride. So best chance to get him is either on foot or on a traffic stop, one of the vehicles coming out.
With his shift coming to a close and the sun starting to rise,
MAC 56, 1036.
Leventree's determination pays off.
Anchorage?
You live in Anchorage?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you all dirty and muddy for?
I told you I was playing football.
Oh, okay. So where are you going now?
Back to my house.
Where's that at?
I told you, down the ways.
I thought you said you lived in Anchorage.
I did.
Hang out right here for me, all right? I'll be right back. No, you can't. If you walk off, I'm going to chase you down and put you in handcuffs. Stand by the front of my car. I'll explain it to you in a second. Hey, this is Leventree. Is Lipzinski still on? I need him to meet with me, like, ASAP. I think I got the boy that ran. Oh, imagine that. How's it going? You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back, dude.
For what?
Been scuffed up some, huh?
He's 14.
Got all my cuffs. What do you guys do?
14 years old. Don't move. You're 14. You don't need to get in no trouble. No more trouble, all right?
What do you guys... Man, you better get...
You're under arrest for running from us yesterday, for being in the car that was stolen. Criminal mischief. A stolen vehicle. You know exactly what's going on, all right? You know exactly what's going on.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, well, we do, because they seen you. Ain't quite as smart as you think you are. Yeah, he's all scuffed up in the legs and everything. Run through the woods in shorts, dude. Later.
Alaska's remoteness attracts more than just the highest concentration of wildlife in the country. It also attracts those longing for a life of solitude and independence. While some are harmless loners, there are a number of militia groups that call the backwoods of Alaska home. Tonight, Trooper Tim Cronin is tasked with picking up a suspect.
CACOM 1B43. He's made multiple threats that he's gonna get in a shootout basically with law enforcement. He's known to have security cameras around his entire house and known to have multiple firearms.
So multiple units rally for a takedown.
We're gonna take this one pretty seriously because he's made these statements. That's him?
7-9.
Yep.
Trooper Abraham Garcia has been called to his house before, most recently for firing rounds off near a school bus full of kids.
Initially, he tried to kill us, and then he gave his fist, tried to give his fist and beat us.
Okay.
So he's really unstable.
Is he a fighter or a shooter?
Shooter.
We'll approach it delicately. So we got 11-3 coming as well. Definitely a 3-unit call.
Troopers get ready and head to the man's house.
Someone who's really dangerous like this, you're not going to really get through to him by going in there with just overwhelming force. So if we go there and just try and kind of almost sweet talk him out of the house, then that increases the likelihood of this thing ending peacefully and not having to end with, you know, him going for a gun or anything like that. Game plan is right now approach it cautiously as if he's going to try and do us harm. But when we get in contact, try and be really nice to him. You know, we don't want to push someone who appears to be somewhat mentally unstable over the edge.
The troopers approach, hoping to take the suspect by surprise. But cameras line his property.
So the camera's pointing out this way. As soon as we go to front, he's going to see us.
Should we go around this way?
Well, somebody can track around this way, see if we can see him in the back.
Let's do it.
Troopers Leventree and Russell head around back as Cronin and Garcia approach from the front.
Crap. Yeah, we got multiple lights.
Hey, Gregory, come on out. Mr. Wade, come on out.
.2743, hold your position.
You see it has a 1032 on? It's coming out. It's coming out with a gun. Hey, Trevor's put the gun down now! Put the gun down! Hey, Trevor's put the gun down now! Put the gun down! Put the gun down! Thank you very much. Sorry. All right. Right on. Drop it! Drop it! Put the gun down. Thank you very much. Open the door, please. Thank you very much. I got him.
Open that door.
Stay gun.
You can.
Come on out, Gregory. Hey, Drew.
Turn around.
Turn around. It's all good.
Now you got a warrant out for your arrest, right?
Yeah, com 1B43. We've got one tonight.
The armed man seems to be out of touch with the gravity of the situation.
What'd you come out with the gun for?
Oh, I was taking trash out.
Okay, no, that's fine. It's just, when we're showing up and you got guns.
I know. I had no idea you guys were here.
Anyone else in the house with you, Gregory?
Oh, just my wife upstairs.
You want to tell her if you're leaving?
You want to tell her? Yep, yeah. Someone's got to bomb me out.
I'm being arrested.
Holy. Is that bad? You gotta roll 4 deep?
Well, we like to play it safe, right? He's saying that he just came to the door to bring his trash out with a gun. What I think happened is most likely he's got security cameras and everything. He most likely saw us coming. Most people don't take their trash out to their car with a shotgun in their hands. Once he saw that it was us and that we were giving him commands to drop the weapon, he thankfully complied. So it was a little stressful there just for a few seconds, but he did the right thing. He put down his weapon, and we're going to bring him over to Matsu pretrial. There you go.
It's a happy ending, considering this suspect could equip a small army with his personal arsenal.
I have virtually every variety of AR you could possibly have. The entry weapon for the DEA and the FBI. I got a PBR. I don't know. You're lying.
Back on the Alaska Peninsula, wildlife troopers Johnson and Whitcop are patrolling this hunter's haven. They're on their way to check out more hunters when a hard-to-miss kill site catches their eye. A walrus carcass dumped on shore.
This one's been pretty plainly cut open, I could see when I landed. This is, they cut it open to get the oosic out.
What's that?
That is the walrus penis bone. It's actually highly prized kind of a artifact from Alaska. It's about 1.5 feet, 2 foot long, looks like a club.
The effort to retrieve the oosic bone is worth it. A rare artifact, an authentic oosic can fetch hundreds of dollars.
Somebody actually took the effort to roll this thing over to cut that thing out, though. As you can see, it was laying right here. It's depression. A lot of weight to roll over. A lot of smelly weight to roll over.
But walruses are a federally protected species. If the animal has been poached, the penalty will far outweigh the asking price of the bone.
They'll die out at sea, and usually initially they'll sink. And then once they bloat up a little bit with all the fat they have, they'll float. And they'll pop to the surface and eventually wash ashore. Like I said, this one's really fresh. I don't see any obvious bullet holes in it anywhere.
The troopers leave the carcass on the shore for nature to reclaim.
Now that they've opened this up, there'll be a bear along here any day to eat the rest of this. Yeah.
For Trooper Johnson, it's just another example of how unforgiving life in Alaska can be. Because with its beauty comes a harsh and merciless climate, untamed wilderness, and the ability to lay claim to anything left behind.
can be a very hazardous, turbulent place. You definitely need to know what you're doing. This is a pretty unique country.